Hey guys, welcome to LDA week 4, I think. Can you guys hear me okay? Just someone throw a thumb up. Can anyone hear me? Yeah, sick. Cool. So we've had a huge month, February, Feb. Can you believe Adelaide was this month? It feels like it was like weeks ago. It does for me anyway. Months ago even. We're so excited. So much has happened. We launched our quick start. That was amazing on so many different levels. That was amazing. That's the event that will cause some like an avalanche of pin changes within our group. I've got no doubt. We've just got to, the ones we fill it up will be the ones that reap the massive rewards that come with that as well. So I guess just as where should we start? We'll start with some LDA announcements firstly. So there's a few things that we're going to make some little tweaks, I guess, to LDA. Number one is going to be, we're going to start at 8 o'clock of an evening, just because without the open house webinar, there's just this massive gap. And I find that a lot of us are just kind of hanging out for LDA. It's like a wasted hour because you don't want to start something with LDA kind of impending. So we're going to start at 8. So there's a time change. Also, we've got Damien Powley, Lisa Doherty's neighbour, who's guest speaker for Leadership Development Academy next month as well. He's pumped. I'm pumped. Everyone's pumped about it. Damien's story was one of the ones that really solidified that I could do this business because he was just a tradie. He was a painter, overweight. I still remember, I'll always remember when we ran into him. I kind of told a little bit of story on the Herbert family when we actually ran into Damien in Adelaide. We were staying in the worst backpackers. I actually done a post about it when we were there last. I got him in the drive past so I could take a photo. You guys might have seen it. It was 40. It was like that year where there was that massive heat wave that we had, and Adelaide copped the brunt of it, and that's where we were staying. So we had to escape because the room was about 80 degrees, and we thought, where can we go? There's this little crappy bar across the road from the place. The windows were literally iron barred. It was just pokies and this little bar, and that was it. Like there was no actual, apart from one couch, there was no other place to sit unless you're at a pokey. So you can kind of imagine, right? People were smoking inside. We didn't even think that was legal. And we're kind of just sitting there, but the aircon was on, right? So we're like, this is the savior. Damien walked in, ordered a beer, walked over and started to talk to us about Herbalife until he actually seen the shirts, right? Because we were branded. And then he just kind of sat down and we just started to talk. We had no idea who he was. We were no one in the Herbalife world. We were just like, I think I was just new world team or been world team for a few months or something. So, comparatively Australia, New Zealand wide, we were not even on the radar. But Damien definitely was. He was in cuts of President's team. He said he'd done 2 in a row twice and dropped the 3rd, which obviously means you're not qualified. But he also told us he was making 45 grand a month in royalties and bonuses. And me and Rowan were like, what? And he actually stayed with us like the whole night. We went out for dinner. We invited him, but he actually paid, which was crazy. And we got all the team in for that. And I literally remember thinking after his training, I could go home now. Like I didn't. I stayed. It was amazing. But how sometimes you have those moments where you're like, that's all I need. Let's get to work type of thing. That was a moment that dropped for me. So I've been holding off on Damo doing an LDA just because I just want to wait for the time being right. And I feel like it's right now with the momentum we've got from Adelaide. So pumped about Damien being the guest speaker. He's just and he's grown so much since then, right? So you're going to get like that chat times 10, which is amazing for you guys. The other thing as well, guys, we're gonna stop recording LDA and posting it. Reason being is I hang around for an hour after. I don't really have to justify it, but I'll tell you why. Hang around for an hour after trying to upload the video, which is a pain in my bum, and I find that no one's watching them anyway. So, the stuff that we've covered this month, people are asking questions about. which indicates that they're not tapping into it, which is a waste of my time. So I think everyone can spare half an hour, 45 minutes on a Wednesday night to grow their knowledge of the business, because that's literally all the business time that we kind of spend during the week, right? Apart from building our client bases and inviting into our fit clubs and doing exposures and that type of thing. That's like your business time. So just lock that time down, guys. You know, if you've got a dinner, just don't go. Be committed to this. You know, it's a 5-year project to change your life forever. So that's what's happening as well. So they're the LDA announcements. Hope everyone's pumped about that, especially about Damo. Also want to, I guess, retouch on, guys, and this isn't like a give up on people type of thing, but I just wanted to touch on a point of working with people who are tapped into the events. And I've learned this the hard way. I've tried to drag people. You know, you feel like if you're working with people that aren't in the events, you feel like you're dragging them by the ears. And I'm sure some of you guys have experienced that. And if you haven't, you will, because you see potential in someone. But let's be honest, the marketing plan's the same, the products are the same, everything's the same for us. We've got the same system. You don't need potential to do this business. You need desire. So if someone doesn't have the desire to improve themselves and meet you halfway, I would be not trying to meet them more than halfway type of thing. Which for me, as our team grows, we have emerging leaders coming through. And time-wise, I don't have time to work with everyone. So for me, solely, I'll be working with people who are tapped into the events, which means you're on LDA and you're in the SDS/quick start /both, you know? So if you guys like that, that's like the quota to work with me. I'm not saying we're going to kick you out of the team or anything. I'm saying that if you want to be able to pick up the phone and call me and ask me for advice or send me a message on Facebook, be doing that. And if you're not, I'll flick your member services number and you can give them a buzz. Because really, if you got your manuals and you think you got this because you're not tapping into the system, then that's cool. You know, you can definitely have that crack at that, because I made that mistake early on as well. I was never not tapped into the SDSs, but I was always tapped into the or kind of off and on with Rob and Christy until I really nailed down, and that's when my business grew. So that's just more of a time management thing for me. So I just wanted to let you guys know that as well. What else we got here? How to smash end a month. So this is exciting. I'm actually going to share my screen with you guys. I've done up some slides, and this is for me how we smash end a month, right? Because we help people get what they want, and then you'll get everything you want. And there's so many promotions out there right now. What I want you guys to do who are listening to this is write the promo and then write who you've got in qualification potentially. Right? And they'll give you a list of people that you can work with and inform and educate on why they should be going for this. And then it's not like they're going for it for you. They're going for it to increase their education, to experience the experiences, to do all that stuff. Hopefully that makes sense, right? They're doing it to help them have the experience and help them achieve your goals, not for you. If you're just saying to someone, do your 2.5 because that's what you should do, well, they might say, well, I don't see any reason for that. But if you can give them a reason to push and a reason to get it done and a reason to scramble, then and it's for them, then it's like a what's in it for them type of thing. We always talk about this. How do you promote events? You promote what's in it for them. So we're going to do that now. So you guys can write your list. And if you guys, you might actually put yourself on this list, by the way, if you guys aren't close to this. So we've got the Success Summit coming up for Lise over in New Zealand. It's LDA. You've got George going over there, Lise. I think it's the same date, but just confirm with whatever your local stuff is over there. And this is the Australian lineup. So who do you know in Sydney? Who do you know in Cairns? Who do you know in Melbourne or around us? Obviously, the bulk of our team will be in the Melbourne one. Who do you know in Perth? Who do you know in Hobart? Who do you know in Brisbane? Who do you know in particular in Adelaide? Because I can look after them. These are the guest speakers. So the reason why you don't see President's Team talk at SDSs very much, like it's really limited, is they want to save it for the events like this, right? So there's a reason why they hold us back. and we're not just training every week, right? So make these events really, really special, because they are. The Success Summit will be next level for us. Will be next level for the team. And if you guys recall the last one with Christy, it was I was up in Hobart, but the feedback from the team was incredible, especially from the VIP dinner. And this time you got Rob. So it might just be my personal preference. Like Rob and Christy, they're both amazing. But if I had to pick one of them to come down here and talk to you guys to help me do a 30K cut, I'd pick Rob, because I just love, he's got this really, really strong base of personal development, but makes things sound so simple. And his Herbalife knowledge, like you can just tell he's fallen from the Gary DeBrabner tree, so to speak, right? Like he was mentored by Gary DeBrabner, Chairman's Club, and he's got so much of that in him and then so much of his own knowledge, and he mixes them together really nicely and speaks so well off the stage. Like he was, like I've told you guys, top 3 for me in Adelaide, including Enrique, right? So like I've really got a lot out of his session and how passionate he was as well. So I can't wait for him to get down there in April. And here's the qualification, guys. This is for the qualifiers reception. I know you guys had so much fun at this last time, and you got so much value out of Rob. Out of Christy as well. So here's the deal, right? So we've got, this is open to all new supervisors. All right. So if you've got a supervisor that's gone supervisor between November, so some of you might already. So we'll shout them out for this after this call, right? I didn't actually realize that was November to March. Now's the time to be getting these guys qualified for supervisor. If they're close, get them to get it done so they can go to this qualifiers reception, because they not only go to the reception, they go to the Success Summit, which sets them up, right? Like it's a double-edged sword for you. Obviously, I'm really big on events. Reason being, it creates independent members of you. Like, for example, I know I'm kind of picking on you now, Lisa, but Lisa's got a team of highly motivated, independent people from her. She's in New Zealand and her business is growing, because they're plugged into the events. So her business, like Lisa's not the issue. If Lisa was the issue when she went to New Zealand, her Australian business would decline. It's just the way it is. But because Lisa's not the issue and the events are the issue, her business grows, right? Like Lisa's an amazing leader, because as a leader in Herbalife, your real job is to plug people into the support system so they can learn at their own pace and develop at their own pace and qualify for all the promotions. And then for me, like as a leader, all you have to do is keep steering people back into the events, because people get off course and back into the event, and they'll have that light bulb moment, right? And there were so many stories out of Adelaide where they referenced an event as the key turning point for them, where their business exploded. So for me, I just never know which one that's going to be for me and my team. So I just get to everything, right? So, and this is no different. Like you could get someone who scrapes in supervisor in March, pushes, comes down to the qualifiers reception. They don't understand the importance of the events. They get in front of Rob and they come out and they just explode. They hit fire. So I'm always really optimistic about that. So for fully qualified supervisors, guys, between Feb and March, if you do 1 month of 5K, which will get some people do this month within our team, you'll qualify. So tick. But the reason why to finish off February super, 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 super strong is because if you accumulate 7,500 total volume points between Feb and March collectively, which puts you on an average of about 3.5 or 375. If you can get the bulk of that done in February, then March is an easier month. I've always liked when promos come out, if you can just hit it head on straight away and you're not chasing right at the end, it's so much easier, because you really want to do it, but then end of month's coming on the last month and you get like you suffer all the emotions, right? You're still trying to get it done. You're trying your hardest. But if you knock the bulk of it out at the start, and if you just hit cruise control and do what you got to do, you don't have to really kind of times 100 your actions type of thing on the last day of the month. You're going to be able to nail that. So make sure you guys understand this for you guys and your team. And I'll be writing down things like my fully qualified supervisors, 7,500 Feb and March for the Success Summit. But I'd also be going through my member list and saying, well, okay, so who can I help qualify supervisor either, within this period? It doesn't have to be the volume within this period. It's when they actually qualify supervisor. Add up, see who's close. They've got the end of this month or next month to be able to get it done, right? So it's important. It's big. Promote. And then we got the vacay, which we won't spend too much time on, but you guys should know where you're tracking for this if you're serious about qualifying. I've qualified nearly twice. So I've done the Pres one easy, and 70,000. I think I'm about maybe 12,000 off now. So it's right there. And it's crazy. So double volume and those months kind of went past, but really there's an active world team focus, guys. If you guys can knock off active world team, so that requires you to do 4 months of 2,500 in a row in a 6-month period, 5,000 volume points, 2 of those in 2 months of that 6 months as well. It can be in your 4 months or 2.5. That's no problem. And 500 royalty points, that's active world team, which would indicate to me for a lot of you on this call that you would just need to find a team. So start thinking of who you want in your squad. Who do you want on your board of directors? Who do you want in your setting up divisions all over Australia for you, right? Because this is going to be able to get this done. Because not only do you have time to qualify, but if they're super serious and they get off to a quick start, they can qualify as well. And that's 20,000 of the vacay points done, which would qualify most people once again listening to this or put you within arm's reach. Why do you qualify? For the experiences, right? So this is what you get. We're in an amazing hotel. There's 4 nights accommodation, welcome party, shake bar each morning, which is amazing. Farewell gala, and you get $900 if you want to bring your partner and pay for them too. And of course, you get your flights. Pretty sure. And then we've got the World Team School. So within the period of February and July, guys, if you do any one of these things, you qualify to come to the Gold Coast. So I know Lisa's already qualified. I've obviously already qualified just on the RO. So once again, that's why it pays to have a team, because you just nearly auto-qualify for things. But if you're not doing your minimum 2.5s, now's the time to get that sorted out in February. February, March, April, May. You don't want to leave it too late. You don't want to leave it to it's actually you got to do a month of 10, right? Which everyone on this call can do, by the way. But it's a stretch, and it's good going to be able to knock off 10. But 2.5. That should be a bad month for the people on this call. And there's a special active world team focus and tab team training as well. But not only that, now is the time to be really writing active world team on your goals list and getting that done in the first half of the year before July. Reason being is you'll actually get 3 nights accommodation at this event in the Gold Coast, return airfares, transfers and meals as the Rising Star experience. How amazing is that, guys? That is the key. So you not only do you get, have you noticed that all the promotions are aimed towards active world team? Because that's baby press, guys. That's I think the stats 80% of active world team members go get team, which is amazing, right? That's 5 to 15 grand a month, but it's the first step, and Herbalife will throw all this stuff at you to do it because it's amazing. Because it's, they understand the worth of an active world team member, and active world team is the one you've got to requalify for every year. But the Rising Star programs is for first time qualifiers, right? Which is amazing. So get this done, guys, January to July. So if you're not, what I would be, if you think the team needs to be built before you can do this, worry about getting that first month of 2.5 done this month. Reason being is, as well, we've got our extravaganza promo that's coming up, but start getting those 2.5s minimum done and start building on them, guys, so you can get your couple of months of 5K. And then if you're trapping 5K and you're doing it right, and you're doing a lot of your volume from downline level volume, that will eventually trap under supervisors, guys, all at once, especially if you're doing the bulk of it out of your 5K cards. And then that's going to turn to royalty points, which will qualify you active world team. So long story short, what I'm saying is if you can find a way to recruit 2 to 4 members who are actively building business a month and doing MAP to do so, and then building multi-level volume under them, you will smash this promotion. So when you find a new member, we need to get them obviously retailing, which a lot of you are good at, but make sure we're not forgetting to get them to build their team, especially if you've got their goals. And if they have to be get team and above, they need to build a team. So make sure that we're putting some systems in place, guys, that it can actually help them build their team. Because once they're building their team, they might find a guy who's like a 5K producer, right? And that might be on your 3rd level. It doesn't matter, because that's half of your 10K that you need. You just need to find another couple of active supervisors. Like, it's not as far off as what you guys think. Like, business can completely change in 90 days. Completely change. And we've seen that with Meg, right? She put through like 6 frontline supervisors in 90 days. Completely changed her org, and she went active world team. Now like a bad month's 10K. So we can definitely do it, guys. We just need to find those people. We just need to be looking for those people, because you get what you focus on. The other thing as well, guys, the Tab Team Masterclass, this is like the day before. There's murmurs that this event, murmurs, is that a word? And this is between us guys. That'll be Mark and Jill Addy, who are the guest speakers at this event. So if they're doing a masterclass, I want to be sitting up the front, like literally taking notes and drooling over how smart they are, because these are the guys who actually invented the concept that we use every single nearly day, which is Fit Club. That was them, and there was no Fit Club when I started the business 5 years ago. So this is a new thing, and they literally went from next to nothing to 30K within that period of time in 4 years, which is nuts, guys, and game changing for them. So I want to hear how they did that. So we want to get in the Tab Team Masterclass, guys. Once again, everyone here can do that. If you really focus on building leaders and multi-level volume and finding those active supervisors, they might be the guy that you find. Really, really important. And then, guys, we got extravaganza. So if Adelaide was the grand final, extravaganza would be the winner of the grand final goes and plays the winner of the grand final somewhere else. This is like the world masterclass, right? Extravaganza, you'll never, ever forget your first extravaganza. If you guys are really serious about this, we have to be going. I can't stress that enough. It's open to all fully qualified supervisors. So the actual quals on there, and yeah, there's a leadership dinner and stuff like that for people who have a real crack. But the quals on here aren't super high. You know, it's just being a supervisor, paying your ticket and go. And yeah, we got the Quinton Masterclass, we got the retreat, we got all that stuff. But if you guys, that's just 10K, guys. So if you're serious, once again, you'll get that done. But if you don't qualify for that, that's okay. You can still go to this event. Obviously, you won't be coming to the retreat, but you can still come to this event, which is important. So another reason why 2.5 is super important this month, if you're really serious about this and qualifying for the qualifying to get with the get into the retreat with the French Heroes and the Dream Team Atlanta, we'll have over 100 people in this retreat, guys. It will be a crazy, crazy event. Leadership from all over the world, all the best guys within our organization training us. But not only that, the networking, the socializing, we'll have a lot of fun in those 2 days. And then we roll into the extravaganza, right? Which will be crazy within itself. And I know who the guest speaker is. And I'm not allowed to tell anyone because he told me yesterday. But trust me, guys, you guys are gonna want to be there because it will be in English. And this guy, you've heard me talk a lot about. Put it that way. That's my hint. So they're going to be guest speaker. So make sure we're there for that as well. So there's so many reasons, guys, to be knocking off at least 2.5, but more importantly, pouring it on for end of month. And how do you do that? You promote this stuff to your people and let them find their reason for qualifying, right? If you're talking to your people and then they got no interest in bettering themselves and qualifying for high-level leadership trainings and stuff like that, then you need more people, guys, or they need more time, one of the two, or more events. So the other thing we've got as well, guys, that I didn't put in here, of course, is save the date for the 11th of March. We've got Buddy Celeb coming up from Sydney, Get Team member, to do our guest speaking for the quick start. So the next one's on the 11th. The last quick start, guys, was arguably the best event I'd been to, just didn't have enough people in there. So hopefully you guys are focused on that and you guys can really rip in with the invites. And, you know, we had about probably 40 at that. I can't see any reason why we can't have 100 at the next one. That's the mark, because we all just got to bring a couple of people. And I think everyone was so wowed by the event that will be nearly impossible for people not to do. But let's talk about, so that's the promotion side, guys. So hopefully you guys are starting to develop a bit of a list of how to actually, what events to promote to what people, right? I guess secondly, what we can do as well, guys, is those prospects that have been kicking the tires for a while, you know, get onto them again. Get onto them again and say, hey, we're chucking in a free shaker, you know, for an end of month deal or something like that. Just make up some promotion for February midnight and just see if the time is right. You know, if you don't ask, the answer's always no. So you guys literally should be charging your phone 3 or 4 times today, seriously. So get onto your prospects, get onto your current clients, tell them about the Ultimate Pack bling box that you get with that. You know, let them make that decision. Tell them about whatever challenges you got coming up. Upgrade them into that. Same with the prospects. Upgrade them into the challenges that you got coming up. And kind of work with that, guys. But don't be scared to use VIP Ambassador on these people as well. If they send you a couple of clients, you know, make sure we're reminding them of that as well. They'll get that 25% off when they have a look at an open house. So make sure we're reminding them of that. But then we've got our members. So we just kind of went through the reasons why they should qualify for supervisor, and that's without the marketing plan. Obviously, they get 50% off, 25% wholesale, 5% royalties. They also get access to all the things that you should want access to, all the promotions, everything. It's all open to them. They can qualify for Active World Team once they go supervisor, but they'll get in that qualifiers reception, right? So, or whatever their next step is on the marketing plan with your members, you know, they're either going to be in Cuts a Map, they're either going to be close to qualified producer, and these are the serious business builders, or close to supervisor. So whatever that is, guys, put them in the groups and make sure they know they're fully aware, but don't just tell them exactly what the volume is they need. Make sure we're telling them, you know, how to do it as well, you know, promoting the events, building their teams, you know, talking to extra people, you know, set them a goal of talking to 30 people today who are new, and you'll give them a hat, like you want to see the list, right? Or something like that, because I guarantee if you reward the work, they'll get the results. I guess lastly with your supervisors, guys, there's so many reasons why people should be pumping out, you know, that minimum 2.5 this month, not only for the retreat, but just to be moving towards Active World Team. If you've let that slip, Active Supervisor, World Team, Active World Team, to qualify for the World Team Leadership School as well. With your minimum, you know, 2.5, just leaves that option open for you guys. If you're serious about the vacay, you got to get it done. You know, there's so many reasons. You don't want to leave your last stretch to qualify for this as a 5K month if you can't pump out 2.5. That would be unlikely unless you recruit a lot of people. So there's so many reasons, supervisors, just to pick up your intensity and just be white hot focused on your Herbalife business for the next 12 hours, right? There's so many reasons. There's so much can happen in 12 hours. I've dragged in 4 or 5K on end of month before, you know, just by having white hot focus, promoting the events, helping people get what they want, right? It's really, really important. So make sure that we're doing that. I guess with Herbalife, guys, if you guys are short on this, like if you're feeling like you're light on, Herbalife's such a even, like a volume point, such an even indicator of your level of effort. To be honest, I'm talking to people on this call. Hopefully, you want to be financially independent, and if you want to build a part-time income, that's okay. You just keep doing your thing, and if you're happy, we're stoked. But if you're here to generate, secure your financial future for you and your family, and if you're here to be financially independent, here to get out of that situation where money's an issue. Money. Some people don't want to make. They're not fussed on money, that's okay, but it definitely gives you choices and it definitely lowers your stress levels when you got some. If you're on this call because you want to help thousands and thousands of people directly and indirectly, your effort every day, every week, every month will determine that. Your daily disciplines, right? So if you're finding yourself really light with volume, that's an indicator of what you've done this month. And that's the indicator of how you've helped your people this month, your members. And your org, if that's not growing, it's an indicator of how you're helping your org. Yeah? And yeah, sometimes we plateau, but that just means we need more new people to help boost that up. Because if you're getting more new people, your team will, and then you get all these new people, right? And new creates excitement, creates energy amongst the group. Energy is contagious and it grows, and that's what grows your business. So if you're feeling lacking, what I'd suggest you do is work really hard on a few things. And number one is work on yourself. You have to have goals to be better every single day. You have to have goals to increase your productivity every single day. If you're not producing, you're not going to feel good about yourself. And that, productivity is one of those keys to life. And I'm not talking Herbalife, I'm just talking if you're not getting shit done in general, obviously from a Herbalife perspective, if Herbalife's your thing and you see this as your vehicle to make you financially independent, then sure. But if you're just not getting stuff done, then you're not going to be happy, guys. There's nothing better than going to bed thinking to yourself, I poured it on today. And there's nothing better than going to bed and thinking I've done better or marginally better than yesterday, so I've improved. Yeah, you can't beat that. You can't beat that. Like Rowan said on the weekend, you can't lie to the guy in the mirror. If you're pouring it on or if you're not, and what's required to grow your business. So, having those goals to be better every single day in I guess all aspects is important. It reflects your self-image, but more importantly, the people you attract, if you're trying to do that, will be people who are doing the same thing, and they're the type of people that I want to attract into my business, right? So, so it's important that we're doing that. I got asked today what type of PD I listen to, and for me, if I feel like I have a skill gap, that I'll listen to that to try and improve, right? But more importantly, guys, just be doing some. Like, how many people on this call do it every single day? I do. Like, I can honestly put my hand up and say I do. At least 30 minutes, because that's my car time. But you find your time, what works for you. I've always preferred it in the morning because you're way more receptive. But you've got to get this stuff done, guys. That all your life change is going to happen between the ears. It's going to happen in your mind. It's not going to happen. Like, you can go to the gym every single day, be ripped as hell and be broke and be an idiot. And I'm sure some of us know some guys like that, and girls. So, or you can work on yourself mentally every single day and be a genius and still be broke, right? Because the key to personal development is the action. You can read books, listen to audios, all this stuff, and I've told you guys this a million times, but where you'll really learn is taking the actions and failing. Because you should be going out there every single day as a Herbalife member, actually endeavoring to be taking so much action that you can't not fail at some point. And you might see a no as a failure. It's not really, but I guess it could be considered that. But whatever that is, saying, oh, okay, that's not how that works. and just growing as a person. Because if you feel like you're not doing that, you're not taking any action. Fortune favors the brave. There's so many sayings about it that are indirectly associated with someone taking action and actually getting results. So important stuff, guys, that we pour it on. There's so much that we need to qualify for. There's so many game-changing things for your life. If we push and get it done, that I can't explain how much that's going to do to you. And I can guarantee you, especially the Singapore extravaganza, especially the retreat, we're gonna set that up to be the catalyst to, we're not doing it just to have some fun, guys. We're setting that up to be the thing that slingshots you guys through the marketing plan at a pace that you get to President's Team and you actually think, Jesus, how did I do that? Because I can relate to that. Yeah. And the reason being is I just kept going to the events, and the events kind of just started to snowball, and the team just started to snowball, and all of a sudden we had so much momentum it was out of control. But it always starts with you creating that momentum first, and then pouring it into the events and qualifying for everything so you can keep it and add to it. Cool? Cool. Does anyone have any questions? I'm going to open this up for questions because I've been getting asked the questions that we've been covering in LDA. No one asked them. Are you guys nervous to ask questions in front of each other? Or, we're a team, and if someone's thinking, generally there's more than you. So please ask questions. If you're watching this on record, comment your questions. Because I want to see them and I want to answer them so we're all really clear. Even if it's about the promotions, whatever. Doesn't matter. Alrighty. Well, what I'll do is I'll upload it. If you guys think of some, get it done. But happy end of month, guys. Let's smash it. I'm here if you need if you need some help or whatever. But let's just get it done. Let's stay in touch and let's crush our goals. Let's hunt them down. Let's be hungry. Sometimes sometimes a lion doesn't get brought food. You got to go get it, right? So it's the same with us. All right, guys. Have a good one. Bye.